comet flew too close to the sun, and Hubble caught it dying. Not years later, not from the aftermath. Hubble actually watched the breakup happen. The comet is called C/2025 K1, or K1 for short. In November 2025, over 3 consecutive days, Hubble looked at it and saw something almost absurd. What should have been 1 comet was suddenly at least 4. Then one of those pieces split again. This is one of the rarest things a telescope can catch. Comets break apart. We know that. But almost nobody gets to watch the moment it happens this early, while the pieces are still separating and the damage is still fresh. NASA says this is the first time Hubble has seen a comet so soon after it began falling apart. And the craziest part is that Hubble was not even supposed to be looking at this comet. K1 was a replacement target. The original comet the team wanted to study could not be observed, so they switched to this one instead. Then, by pure luck, they pointed one of the most famous telescopes in history at a comet right as it started to come apart. That is insane luck. The images were taken on November 8th, 9th, and 10th. In the first image, Hubble saw 4 fuzzy comet-like fragments where there should have been 1. By the second day, the largest piece had already split in 2. By the third, the fragments were moving apart. You are not looking at a scratch on the image or some camera glitch. You are looking at a real object in the solar system, physically coming undone in front of us. K1 had just passed its closest point to the sun about a month earlier. That close approach, called perihelion, took it inside Mercury's orbit, roughly 1/3 of Earth's distance from the sun. That is where comets take their worst beating. The heating becomes brutal. The stress peaks. Weak spots can crack open. Internal pressure can build. And sometimes the whole thing starts to fail. Astronomers think K1 likely began breaking up about 8 days before Hubble saw it. That means Hubble did not catch the exact first crack, but it caught the collapse shockingly close to the real event. Close enough to see the story still unfolding. Each fragment carried its own coma, the fuzzy cloud of gas and dust surrounding the icy nucleus. From the ground, those pieces were hard to separate cleanly, but Hubble's sharper vision resolved them clearly, letting astronomers trace the fragments backward and reconstruct what happened. And that is where this gets bigger than one dead comet. Comets are leftovers from the era when the solar system formed. They are ancient material, old stuff from the beginning, but their surfaces change over time. Sunlight bakes them, radiation hits them, their outer layers evolve. So when a comet splits open, it can expose material that has been hidden underneath for billions of years. In other words, this was not just destruction, it was exposure. A comet broke apart, and for a brief moment, one of our best telescopes got a look inside. The results were published in the journal Icarus, but the real power of this discovery is visual. You can see the breakup. You can watch one object become many. You can watch a comet turn from a single traveler into a line of wreckage crossing space before your eyes. That is why this matters. Because this was not just Hubble watching something disappear. It was Hubble catching a piece of the early solar system cracking open in real time. And now those fragments are still heading outward, carrying that violence with them, as if the solar system briefly showed us how fragile its oldest leftovers really are.